Okay.
We have deja vu a little bit because you used to give a Morah or something you gave 10 years ago, maybe.
I'm a Jamie, many years ago.
After Hannah.
Yeah, before we took it over. A couple of years ago. Started black beards. Could be, yeah, makes sense.
Oh, sure. Thank you. I
Just 15 years ago, yeah. Yeah.
Second quarter, we
A lot of black beards, no hair, it depends. It depends where.
Yeah, but so anybody who doesn't remember Rabbi Lichtenstein, Baruch, can now find him at the Thornhill Kollel, right? Sgan Kollel. And on Shabbos here at Alte Yesodei, Alte Yesodei Torah, it's Kahal Torah's Chesed.
Now you know.
Now it's Bnei Alte. Bnei Alte.
4 or 5 of us actually went to read what there was called the Sunday there.
At school.
The school.
It was a school, yeah. It was a school.
He did. What was that around school called the Alte school?
Alte school, yeah.
The Alte Sunday used to be called the Sunday Moon.
Yeah.
But if you've been a long time attendant at the Ulmad, you'll remember that Rabbi Lichtenstein spoke twice at least. Once about Tato Govar, the milchiks and the fleishiks. Remember in the Malachim Go Shloimi. I hear you. I'm watching.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, he doesn't like that I remind, just in case. The different parsha Tato Govar is Yida Kodesh, right? About the Malachim. And Shmuel flying. Remember Shmuel flying? He wrote his name. Abaya's father. One of them was Abba Shul.
Everything that I forget.
Yeah. Shmuel's father. Avoid the Shmuel.
Avoid the Shmuel.
Is that over there also?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember. I write it down. I usually write it down. But today's sponsor, very special sponsor, special simcha, Dr. Langer, in honor of the bris of his grandson, Yehoshua Meir, Ben Yosef Yonasan. And also the Rubner family in honor of the Yortzeit and the Balter family in honor of Reb Yonasan and Tzipor Rachel, who taught me the importance of chassidic insights. Yossi Simon? Yossi Simon also, right? No, the Rav didn't, not for Ulmad. Yeah, the Rav is the mirror. No, he's on the mirror. It's Ulmad. Usually if you do Ulmad, you also get the Kiddush as part of it. It's called tide selling. Anyway, go ahead, Rabbi.
Okay, I'm back. Try to give Parshas Tetzaveh, Parshas Zachar, and Purim. Try to get a little bit of everything in over here. So I'll start with Parshas Tetzaveh is famous to the fact that in every parsha after Moish Rubner was born, his name is in the parsha. Besides Parshas Tetzaveh, Parshas Tetzaveh is the only parsha and Moish Rubner's name is not mentioned. Famous reason why, because in Parshas Kisisa, Moish Rubner said, after the Chet Egel, Moish Rubner told Abishah, erase me from the Torah. So the Abishah says, I have to erase Moish from the Torah. He pushed it off, till the last parsha, Parshas Tetzaveh before Kisisa. So Moish Rubner's name is not mentioned. That's the reason why they say Parshas Tetzaveh is not mentioned. The Moish Rabbeinu's name is not in the parsha of the Nigla, but the Nisr is in the parsha. Moish Rabbeinu's name is in the parsha of the Nisr. The minister, the guy says the parsha has 101 psukim, equals 101. How does that work? The guy says that Moshe Mem Shenhei is Moshe's name. The nisted of Mem Shenhei, the nisted of Mem is Mem is a Mem. The nisted of Shin is Yud Nun. The Nister of Hey is Aleph. So you take the Nister of Moish Rabbeinu's name, and you have a Mem, a Yud, a Nun, and an Aleph. It equals 101. So Moish Rabbeinu's name is in the parsha of Nister. That's what the Goyen says. The Goyen says, Chassidische Torah from the Goyen. The Goyen Grada also says that the reason why Moish Rabbeinu's name is not Tetzaveh is because Zion Adar usually falls on Parshas Tetzaveh. Yeah, that's what the Goyen says. But it says his name is the Nister in the parsha. So I'd like to speak about a little bit about Nister and Nigla. Purim is a time where the Ness of Purim, the Megillah, was Nister. You learn through the Megillah, and you could go through the whole story, and nothing out of the ordinary really happened. So Vashti got killed, Esther became queen, Mordechai happened, the Binda, Bixam Viseresh, then Achashverosh couldn't sleep. You go through the Megillah, you can make a mistake that it's all Mikra, it all happened, everything fell into place, and you don't see the Yad Hashem so openly in the Ness of Purim. The Ness of Chanukah is the opposite. The Ness of Chanukah, there was open Yad Hashem. But in the Ness of Purim, the Shem Hashem was Benister, everything happened hidden. Else, we know, as a Shuyidin, we believe that everything was at a cheshbon. Maybe she made everything. The Morah says the Makachid the L'Refuah, everything happened in the Megillah was with a cheshbon, but it was Benister. And that's why there's no Shem Havaya in the whole Megillah. Yud Kei Vav Kei is not mentioned once in the whole Megillah. But it's the only thing that we have a remnant of the Eibush on the Megillah is Hamelach, is Dasra, not Benister. Every time it says the word Hamelach, it refers to the Eibush. But Yud Kei Vav Kei is not mentioned in the Megillah B'chal. And the Mefarshim write because Yud Kei Vav Kei is a Shem Hashem B'nigla. When Hashem deals with B'nigla openly, that's Yud Kei Vav Kei. I heard I didn't see it inside. I tried to find it once. The Koshon said, why this is Shaul writes that in Parshas Tetzaveh there's no Moshe's name. So he says there's two parshas in the whole Torah that there's no Yud Kei Vav Kei. Parshas Miketz and Parshas Vayigash. There's no Yud Kei Vav Kei in those two parshas. Why? Because Parshas Miketz and Vayigash is a parsha of Yosef. Yaakov and the brothers, Yosef was missing. They didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. That Yosef was in Mitzrayim, he was becoming the head of Mitzrayim, and it's going to save them and bring them down to Mitzrayim. That was all Benister. What was happening in Mitzrayim was all Benister. And no one knew what was going on. Maybe she was fearing the world, that Yosef should become the head. So therefore, Parshas Miketz and Vayigash, there's no Shem Hashem. There's no Shem in the Koshon of the Magid. Because it was Benister, it was Benigla. The same thing with the Megillah. The Megillah also, the whole Megillah is Benister, it's not Benigla. The Talmud from the Magid, the Sefer.
There's no Elohim either in the Megillah. There's no Elohim either.
Melech is Hashem.
Melech. So there's no Aleph.
Yeah, no Adnus either. No. But the Adnus is the Melech is Adnus. The Melech is Adnus. So there's a Sefer from a Talmud from the Magid. What's it called again? I forgot what it's called. There's a Sefer, if I remember, I'll say there's a Sefer from one of the Talmidim of the Magid that he writes that the first Mishnah Megillah, that Megillah in the Kras, he named the Megillah, be it Aleph, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel, Yud Dalet, Yud Vav, Yud Pachas, Yud Yosef. So he says from that Mishnah is Merumas, that Shem Hashem is not in the Megillah. Why? He says Megillah in the Kras, be it Aleph, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel, Yud Dalet, Yud Vav. You add up all those, Yud Aleph, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel, Yud Dalet, Yud Vav, you get 65. From 11 through 15, you add it up, you get 65. The Shem Adnus, as we know, Aleph, Dalet, Nun, Yud, 65. So the Megillah in the Christ, Megillah is read, the Adnus. Yud Aleph, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel, Yud Dalet, Yud Vav. The Loi Pachas v'lo Yosef, not less and not more. What's before Yud Aleph? Is Yud, is 10. What's after Tezvav? Tezayim, which is 16. You add up 10 and 16, you have Shem Havai, Yud Kei Vav Kei. So he says Megillah in the Kras, Yud Aleph, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel, Yud Dalet, Yud Vav, of the Loi Pachas v'lo Yosef, not with the Shem Hashem, not with Yud Kei Vav Kei. Why? Because that's already Benigla. That's Purim happened. Benister, it was hidden, and that's why there's no shame Havaya Kevovka in the Megillah.
This is said from this.
What's the name of the sefer again? 1 second. Bris Kuhunas Eilam. The sefer called Bris Kuhunas Eilam, a Talmud from the Maggid. And he says this word.
Mizritcha Magid.
Yeah, come on, yeah. So the Megillah, next Purim was Benister, was Benigel. That's why there's no Shem Havaya in the Megillah. Now, the Bnei Yissocher writes in a couple of places that Amalek, in the midst of the race, eradicate him. Amalek, Zocher, you have to always remember what Amalek did to us. Today, the Meister, we don't find Amalek in the street. They're going to go with the person and say, oh, yeah, Amalek, we're going to kill him. What's the whole mitzvah of to remember what Amalek did to us and to destroy Amalek? Where is the mitzvah? So the Bnei Yissocher writes a lot of Svarim night that what was Amalek? The way they call it, what's the Klippis Amalek? We look at Amalek as Amalek is they fought a Milchama with us. The Svarim Amalek is much deeper than that. Amalek is Gematria Safek. Amalek is Gematria, the word Safek equals exactly Safek. What's the Safek? Amalek went ahead and they put Sfekis into Emunah B'Hashem. That means it came out of Chaim, with the Yad Hashem, with all the Nisim, and everyone was scared of Klal Yisrael because of they saw Hashem was with Klal Yisrael. Amalek went to the show. Nah, you can check with the Yiddim, don't worry. Hashem doesn't take care of them, and then Hashem doesn't run the world. Amalek is the klipa of not seeing Hashem. That's why Megillah is the Nisim happened, the Nigla, I mean, hidden. If you have a suffix, then you can read the whole Megillah and come out and nothing really happened. So the Bnei Yissocher writes, the famous word Bnei Yissocher, could we heard this once? Bnei Yissocher writes that what suffix, you don't always see the Yad Hashem and whatever's happening. So he says that by the Chet of Adam Rishon. So what was the Kollel that Yehoshua gave Adam Rishon? This Koitz v'dar dar tatzmiach. That was the Kollel that he gave him. Koitz v'dar dar. That was a dar dar. Dar dar. Alt-scroll touches distance. What's a dar dar? There's all the word in the Torah. Dar dar. Koitz v'dar dar tatzmiach. Straight to Bnei Yissocher. What's pshat? What's trying to lost on Koitz v'dar dar tatzmiach? Have you heard this word of Bnei Yissocher? Famous word. And it's Yesodei in Yadus. What's the dar dar? What's the dar dar? What's a Koitz v'dar dar tatzmiach?
Koitz is thorns, isn't it?
Tumbleweed. The Koitz is a thorn, and a dar dar is article type is thistle, but Koitz v'dar famous you can find a different word. Koitz, it's no other time in the Torah.
Koitz is
written, not dar dar. Says the Bnei Yissocher, what does it mean? Koitz v'dar dar tatzmiach. Says before the Chet of Adam Rishon, it's clear everything was from Hashem. Granted, a few minutes later came out. Had to be Hashem doing it. What was the punishment? Hashem is going to go B'nistan. Not going to be Niglalim, but you have to plan. You have to work. You have to go ahead and take out the thorns, and you're going to think that it's your koyach doing. I'm doing it, not the Eibishter. That was the Kollel of the Adam Rishon. That everything went B'nistan. There's no more Nigla. Hashem went into hiding. So he says that there's two oases in the Torah that are really big. A few, but two out of the few is one is Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. The DALED of Echad is big. Hashem Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. The DALED is big. You also have Parshas Tetzaveh, next week's parsha. Lo Yishtachave, Ve'el Acher. They'll bow down to Ve'el Acher, to other Alilim. So he says the range of Acher is big, and the Echad, the Daled of Echad is big. Why is it big? So he says if you mix up the Daled and the Reish in those two places, Chas v'Shalom, you're bordering on Acher curses. Why? Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu, Chas v'Shalom Hashem Acher, Chas v'Shalom. Lo Yishtachave, Ve'el Acher. You switch the Reish to Daled, Chas v'Shalom. Lo Yishtachave, Ve'el Echad. Should be down to the Eibishter. Chas v'Shalom. He says the Torah wrote those two letters big. Each one Chas v'Shalom mixed up the Daled and the Reish. And Yishtachave El Acher Chas v'Shalom Echad, and Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, you shouldn't chas v'shalom make it to Acher. He says, when it's small, you get mixed up. He says, Dar, it's for that DALED RAISH. Kaitz for Dar, that's miach. Your whole life you're going to be struggling. Do I see the Yad Hashem or not see the Yad Hashem? You're going to struggle between the DALED and the RAISH. I just said the RAISH. You're going to struggle between the DALED and the RAISH. Dar. But it's not in the beginning. It gets much better. So he says, Kaitz for Dar, that's miach. Kaitz is 196. What's the difference between DALED and RAISH? DALED is 4 and RAISH is 200. The DALED and RAISH is 196. Says the Bnei Yissocher Kaitz, the difference between the DALED and the RAISH, 196. You're gonna mix up, and you're not gonna always see the Yad Hashem. You're gonna think it's you doing it, not the Yad Hashem. You're doing it yourself. And he says Kaitz, the chiluk between the DALED and the RAISH is a small part on the top of the DALED over the RAISH, the tip. So Kaitz v'Dar that Tzmiach says the Bnei Yissocher, it's going to be a struggle, a constant struggle to see Yad Hashem and what's happening, and we're not always going to believe it's Hashem. We may think it's our koyach. That was the problem. He says that's why the Eibush told Moish Rubner Mishas the Chet Egel. The Eibush told Moish Rubner Leich Reid Kishiches Am. The Bnei Yissocher Leich Reid means Klal Yisrael mixed up the DALED and the RAISH. As I said, the Bnei Yissocher Leich Reid Kishiches Amcha. And then he adds one more thing, and he says, who understands the difference between the DALED and the RAISH? A tzaddik. A tzaddik understands the difference that when everything is Eibishter. Tzaddik is gematria DALED RAISH. This says the Bnei Yissocher. Tzaddik is the exact gematria of 204. Tzaddik is 204. That's the Bnei Yissocher's word, and that's the struggle. And after the Chet of the Adam Marisha, we're going to have that struggle to see the Eibishter Benigla. That's going to be Benister. We're going to be struggling. If you look in Parshas Amalek, in Parshas Beshalach, Kiyad al Kates Ka, Mechamol Lashem Ba'Amalek. What does it say? Dar. How do you spell Dar? Generation?
DALED RAISH.
How do you spell generation?
DALED Vav RAISH.
DALED Vav RAISH. How does it say in the pasuk?
DALED RAISH.
Where's the Vav? Where's the Vav? Why doesn't it say Vav? It's Dar. It's spelled DALED Vav RAISH, DALED Vav RAISH. Doesn't say that. It says DALED RAISH. Why? I heard this from somebody, I remember who. Bnei Yissocher doesn't say this. That is Amalek. Amalek brings suffix to the Klal, so you don't see the Yad Hashem. Mechamol Hashem Amalek Dar. It's going to be Amalek is going to put its klipa into Klal Yisrael, that we're going to struggle between the DALED and the RAISH. You know exactly when did the DALED and when did the RAISH. That's Amalek. That's what Amalek tries to do. Mechamol Hashem Amalek Dar. There's no vav there.
You really don't know who's behind the door.
Behind the door, yeah.
It's good resistance.
I'd like to add to this.
Yeah.
There's a word from Moish Feinstein in this week's parsha. And Moish says in the pasuk, yeah, at a Purim. Yeah, at a Purim. Yeah, it was by the Vayim. Remember the Vayim? Tiny test. Whatever, he was there.
I think it was empty.
He was missed at the middle of the night.
It's always.
He was missed in the, I remember I got up in the morning.
It was under base.
85, I think it was 85.
Huh?
It was 85, no more.
I remember, I was missed.
1986.
Right. I was back to buy also. Yeah. And the sniper was lifted the summer afterwards. And all three lifted the same year. So Moshe writes on the pasuk, that the Choshen and the Ephod have to be together. Hook together, have to always stay together, the Ephod and the Choshen. This is Moshe why. Why does the Choshen and the Ephod have to be together? It says more the word of Moshe. It's a very strong word. It says the Choshen is din. Choshen and mishpat. Choshen is din. The Ephod, the Gemara says, the Ephod is mechaper and avodah zarah. Let's say it in the Gemara. Says a Moshe. What does din have to do with avodah zarah? Says a Moshe, someone could think that he's working and he's making panasa, and it comes time, there's a shaila, there's a lot of the mishpat as one way, he's going to deviate from that to make some money. deviate from the regular mishpat, from the halachas, in order to make some money. So what's the problem with that? It's going you're going like halacha. Says the Moish, it's worse than that. If someone's doing that, so what's he showing? He's showing that he's the one who's making the money. David says, this is what you should be doing. This is the halacha, this is the mishpat, this is what you should be doing. If you do differently, what are you trying to show? That, no, it's not the Abishter who's giving it to me, because if the Abishter is giving it to me, if you're not listening to him, he's not going to give it to you. Otherwise, you're saying, I'm the one, it's Kaichi why you're doing it, I'm the one doing it. That's how much if someone cheats in business, and it goes connected the mishpat, he's bordering on apocryphal. It's killed over the avodah zarah. Why? Because then you're saying it's not the Abishter giving it to me. I'm doing it myself. But the Choshen and the Ephraim have to stay together. Why? To show us that mishpat and avodah zarah are not two separate things. If someone can go do something that's like halacha, it means I'm bringing in the money, and I don't need the Abishter. That's very boring. That you don't need the Abishter. So I want to be moitzah to this. This is a moish. There's a chassidic being remozim from the parochim of Sukkim. Who made up the parochim of Sukkim? It wasn't made by you. It was made by some galach. Made up the parochim and the Torah of Sukkim. The Chofetz Chaim. That's why never quotes. Here, this, pasuk that. Because it wasn't made by you. It was made by the goy. The parochim. The parsha is not, and the Sukkim not, but the parochim. And the psukim is made up, but still we find that we make Ramazim. We give Ramazim in the psukim. I want to be Shem.
The pasuk finishes.
So yeah, so it's pasuk. What's a pasuk? Yeah, but what name of what it's Perik Al pasuk base, Perik Al pasuk Gimel. That was made up by the goyim. When the prokim end, was made up by the goyim. There's no prokim. So it's parsha.
Even parsha we have, but there was one.
Right, parsha also. At 3 years, every 3 years, yeah, every 3 years, yeah. That's a shabbos. Could you make a remez in the parashas? Because there was a time they finished parsha every 3 years.
That's supposed to start once every 3 years?
They finished once every 3 years. The question is, yeah. No, but the parashas, the last we see Ramazim in the parashas. We just said, right? Parshas Tetzaveh. Parshas Tetzaveh is no Moshe's name. What's the parsha? What's Parshas Tetzaveh? It's not Sinai. Parshas Tetzaveh is not Sinai.
Who gave the name? 1 second. The name of the parsha wasn't given by Moish. The names of the parsha.
No.
It's also was the Galach, the name of the parsha.
No. That was made by Yidden. No, that's not parshas. The parsha is made by Yidden.
Saying Ein Mukta
Just the
Mocher.
prokim.
You say Ein Mukta Mocher Batar within one parsha, within a single parsha.
No.
So that's
No, what does parsha mean?
what does parsha mean?
Samach and Pays.
Samach and Pei.
Samach and Pays. It doesn't mean a parsha that's Tzaveh, Tumah, Tzaveh. But still, we give Ramazim in parshas. So it was split up by Yidden. But the question is, in Psukim, could you do it? I want it from Hashem Shiva, Reb Baruch. He said that Nasa v'Nishma is in which perik, which pasuk? Nasa v'Nishma is a perik of DALED, pasuk Zayin. It says 24/7 you have to say Nasa v'Nishma. That's what he said. Say the remez. And then he said, but right, you have to know if you can bring a remez from the Psukim. Okay. What he did that, and I go to bring a remez. The pasuk of Yizach HaKoshen Mi'ala Ephod is the Moshe says if you think it's your own koichi v'etzim yadi, it's the shadow of apocryphal. Which perik and which pasuk is that? It's perik Chavches, pasuk Chavches, koyach. So maybe it showed that Chavches. I brought another thing I did to this once. Also, I once said up in public, so I get it over my head because tapping Rosh on the Psukim. The end, the last remark in Shulchan Aruch is Toiv Leiv Mishpat Tamid. Famous remark. Starts with Shri Hashem like this summit, and it finishes Toiv Leiv Mishpat Tamid. What is the Toiv Leiv Mishpat Tamid for? He's speaking there about Shushan Purim, the Din Suda Shushan Purim and he says you should have a Suda Shushan Purim also, and then he ends off Toiv Leiv Mishpat Tamid. So what does it mean? The party? He had to make party. So yeah, the subject, if you make a party, not sure, so let's make a party. Toiv Leiv Mishpat Tamid. Can't say that. So what's what this is with this part, it's a raya. Then Shushan Purim, which is as well, you have to have a Suda. If you could bring from psukim from Baruchim and from Shushan Purim, yeah, Shushan Purim is a big fish, but yeah. Yeah. Just which one is not? Maybe even not.
Numbering these things.
The numbering.
The fact that you're numbering them.
The numbering of the psukim is no big deal. You just count it.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. That's why you can't.
It's a program,
That's
correct.
the numbering of.
It's a program, correct?
So if not for that, there would be no numbers of a pasuk. I'll just keep on, and it would be.
There's Pashas. There's Pashas.
Right.
Who told you that maybe the
Huh?
every time I'm
We'll say what
So
pasuk
Chaim Chaim writes in his forum.
Right, no.
So right, Shishi, Pashas this. Or Chamishi, Pashas this, all right.
Would be.
He won't write the Perik and the.
By the way, I was reading my friend said TUMBLEWEED versus Talmud.
Yeah.
It means that someone who knows the halacha, he never has a child. Even if the time he has a child, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to follow the road. He knows halacha. He can. Can you drink? Can you?
Take care of himself.
Yeah, Mr. Talmud. You can always, as long as you know halacha, you can always drink.
You drink, it'll be matter.
That's it.
Matter Allah. There's a what's called, there's a, on that, different time, we'll speak about the whole shout about, there's also Bnei Yissocher about Yigei Kepech, the circle of structure. You know, if Allah is a good passage correctly, then things are mutter, the whole, yeah, anyway, so basically what we talked about tonight was that the Megillah is Nister, it's the hidden Yad of Hashem, and Amalek tried to be like that, to say that even though in the place where even where it wasn't hidden, tried to push away the Yad Hashem, we don't see it. And Purim is a time that even though it's Benister, but we see the nest that happens throughout Purim, and for us it becomes like Nigla. The time we have to work on ourselves to try to see the Yad Hashem and everything that happens, everything we do.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I have to catch it again.
No, but the mayor's back.
Gracious.
Which the dark.
Yeah. After the Chet Mission, put in.
Becomes at the bris. Oh, he was.
Yeah, I was trying to
He
get
was. He was.
I got the wedding night.